Hi friends, it's Dawn the Recovery Lady here with another video on conquering empty nesting. And as we continue on in this series, it's really important that we stay at one issue at a time. I watched one because I need it too. I'm here for me. And I saw one the other day that was really good, but it was like, here's the 16 points. And I got so overwhelmed, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm on point 2, working on that. And, you know, we're all going to be in different stages. And so I'm going to be moving forward, keeping these videos topical instead of part 1, part 2, so you can click on what's most needed to you. And again, I work in this field, but I am going through this myself. So I'm really looking forward to building a community here. Today, we're going to talk about, is it caring, our behavior as an empty nesting parent? Or is it codependent? As a recovering codependent myself, I have to be extremely mindful about what I do to help my adult children that are no longer in the house, and if they even want the help, versus feeding my own soul. So what does that look like? For everything, we have a problem and a solution. So the problem is caring versus codependency. When we are doing things for our adult children that they didn't ask for, didn't want, and don't need, is that really an act of caring, or is that filling our need as a codependent? Codependency meaning we need to base our happiness based on somebody else. And a lot of times in codependent, based on somebody else's happiness and what we think they need, and nobody asked us to be the CEO of them. So we have to really evaluate that, because we can, and I can, speaking to myself, really mask our behavior, saying, well, I'm just being caring and helpful behind something codependent. So what does that look like? Again, in healthy recovery, we have problem and we have solution. A lot of programs, a lot of clinics, a lot of places I've worked, especially in addiction, really focus on problem. We know the problem. We know it's not working, and not solution. So let's look at the solution and the problem today, starting with the problem. So we mask our codependency with caring. For example, we find ways to be useful to our adult children to meet their needs instead of empowering them to do it themselves. One of my kids is recently married, and my child and their spouse do not have a kitchen mat. They can't agree on a kitchen mat. So I keep telling them, I will buy you a kitchen mat. And they will tell me, Mom, we can get our own kitchen mat. But, you know, aesthetically, comfort, I think they need it. So I keep offering to buy it when I've been clearly told. That's a mask I use to be, that's a codependency thing, because then I'm feeling useful. In my new role as a parent, it's a new definition. I am not a nursing parent. I am not parenting a toddler, a teenager. I'm parenting, and from afar, loving and supporting, welcome mat out, mouth zipped, adult children. So when I am saying, I think you need this, it undermines them. It undermines them, and it takes away all the things we equipped them to do. Just like that mat. This is an adult married couple, close to 30, and they can get their own kitchen mat, but I'm feeling useful. I verbalize it with an act of caring, when in actuality it's codependent, because then it's helping me fill that big fat hole I have of what do I do now, especially as a single parent. What's my role? Now I was useful and I feel good about myself, but what happened on the other side? I'm building up resentfulness with them toward me and pushing them away. We can hold on so tight to our adult children that we can lose them. It's like if you've ever had a problem and you're like, Lord, take it from me, take it from me. Say you're a smoker. Take this from me, take this burden, and you give it to God, and he takes it away. And you're like, no, I'm not really done with it. And you take it back. We do that. We've equipped our kids. So when we're buying gifts to try to help them, is it really a gift? Did they ask for your help? Do they need your help? Do they want your help? The same thing with money. I see adult children, a lot of adult children will say, now this hasn't happened. This is one thing that doesn't happen in my family with my dynamic, but Hey, oh man, I'm saving for this. Your adult child tells you they're savings for some new pots and pans. Let me just get those for you. No, really, mom, that's okay. I can get it. Again, robbing them of their confidence and their dignity. Saying that I don't believe you're strong enough. I don't believe I've equipped you enough to handle this task. Hiding under the mask of caring, really trying to fill our own void of where do I fit in as a parent of adults. That's a difference between codependency and caring. That's the problem. We save things. I'm going to save this pad of paper for my kids. They don't have paper. I'm going to bring paper to their house. I'm going to save this paper. One day they may realize, hey, everything's not electronic and they need paper. My kids don't want the paper. They didn't ask for the paper. They don't need the paper. It's me projecting things. I've seen a lot of people hold on to objects for a long years. Well, just in case Bobby needs it, just in case Tiffany wants it later. Tiffany doesn't want it. Tiffany and Bobby said they don't want it and they don't need it, but we hold on to it. Then what happens with that is we're keeping shrines in our house. I need the storage space. I have 3 cases of this paper, but I'm not going to get rid of it in case Bobby and Tiffany need it. That's codependency. That's barging into our adult children's lives. When they didn't ask for it, they didn't want it, and they don't need it. Paying for things they're telling us that they're rightfully saving for so they can get that same satisfaction of getting it for themselves as we do when we buy something for them. Don't rob them. We don't want to rob our kids of the maturity of saying, yeah, save for those $200 pots and pans. Jumping into rescue is codependent. This is more of the problem. Our kids haven't asked for it. And then buying things. I'm at the store. We talked about this as far as being in the grocery store. Oh, I need some shoes. And you go to, I don't know, Marshall's, wherever you shop and wherever you are demographically in your region. And, oh, I need some shoes, but oh my gosh, Tommy would just love, this phone case and it looks just like him. And I'm not even sure what phone he has and he didn't ask, but I'm going to get it for him. And then we start hoarding things. Okay, I'll keep it for the next birthday. I'll keep it for the Christmas. Stuff that they haven't wanted. Again, that is a codependent action of us not vacating expired parental roles. And every season, our kids went through when they went from crawling to walking. Our need to carry them everywhere as a baby expired. We had to graduate into letting them walk, letting them fall, letting them trip. When they're gone and we're living in the solution, and the kids, we shouldn't be assuming. If Bobby and Tommy and Tiffany need new pots and they're like, Mom, Dad, can I borrow $200 and I'll pay you back in increments of $25? You evaluate, yeah, let me see if I can do that. Teach them some maturity, have them sign a contract. But don't just say, oh, I'll just give it to you. Again, robbing them of that joy to fill our need. Now we're on the road to becoming a toxic parent. That's number 1 for living in the solution. Are we making ourselves feel better? We talked about this earlier, and them feel worse because we're pushing our need to them, onto them to fill ourselves. We're using them. When we do that, we are keeping ourselves so enmeshed with our kids, we haven't let them fly and grow. Now we're stunting their growth. Imagine if your walking toddler, you kept knocking on the ground and saying, no, crawl, because you weren't ready to let go of that expired parenting role and let them walk, so you knock them down. No, crawl. I'm not ready for you to walk. I'm tired. I don't want to chase you. I need you to be a baby longer. Oh my goodness. It seems extreme, but figuratively, I mean, it is the same thing. Every time we're rescuing our kids, buying them stuff, saving stuff for them, paying for things they didn't ask, want, or need for us to do, we're taking their dignity and we're stunting their growth. So for this video, we're looking at codependency versus caring. So ask yourself, when you're in the store thinking, oh, these dishes would match my son's new walls. He's a bachelor in his house. Did he ask for dishes? Does he like that color? Or is that about you fixing from afar? That's hard. Think about it. I struggle with this stuff myself. But we want to go. Again, we're living in the solution and moving away from the problem, and you're not going to do it perfectly. And the rules aren't the same for anyone. But if you find yourself justifying your behaviors in the head, oh, they don't appreciate it now, and what if they move back from college and need a car? I'll just keep this car. I'll just do this just in case, just in case, just in case. As a healthy, whole person, we live in the right now. We dress our bodies for the size we are, not for the size we want to be. We pay our bills based on what they are now, not what we hope we can get them down to. And we live in reality. So let's keep moving forward together. Please leave me your comments below, like and subscribe. Your subscription just helps keep these going, so I know I'm not speaking to the void. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. It means the world. I appreciate your feedback. Love you so much. God bless your day.